fun, eh?
What I was going to say to you before, we are in May, creeping into June.
Scary.
Yeah.
It'll be June when
where
this
did
comes
May
out.
go?
Hiber-
I guess.
hibernation, baby.
And also, long weekend this weekend.
Yeah,
Who knew?
I did.
Did you?
I've been counting down the days.
Our office lady was like, she's off for a week as of today.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, yeah, and then we're going to do this over the long weekend. And I was like, shit, how long is she off for? She must be off forever because there's not a long weekend for ages. And then I looked at the public holiday list, and then I was like, King's birthday. They're weird. When's that? June. Oh, June's ages away.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then it was that, when you look at the calendar and then on the computer and then it's like that and then the rest of them are grayed out, but they're on like the next calendar.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I was like, but there's a space in between. Is that a week? Or and I couldn't figure it out. And then eventually, I figured out that it is this weekend.
Yeah. Hallelujah.
Just,
I mean,
I love that. That's
right
never happened to me.
right off the back. Right off the
Right off the back. Right off the water off the duck's back.
Right off the bat, there goes my yum for the week.
Oh,
Yeah, may as well talk about it now. No, I've been counting. Well, I'll save it, but I've been counting down the days for this. Like, but how good's a like mid-year 3-day weekend, and we've got another one in like a month.
yeah. I feel like we're never that far away from a long weekend.
Nah, well, it always was throughout winter here in New Zealand.
Mm.
Because it's like Easter and then nothing till
June.
nah.
Yeah, because we had Queen's birthday.
Nah, weren't they on different days?
I think it was just towards the end of June. And then Labor Day in October.
Nah.
Okay, I don't know.
No, I don't know either. Someone let us know.
Queen's birthday landed in the middle of the year somewhere, I think. God, it seems like a long time ago.
What, the Queen? Or
Nothing's changed.
no, and nothing will change.
Yeah. I wanted to make that into something, and it just turned into nothing.
Mm.
I can't even remember the king's name most of the time. That was like the other
Charles.
day. Yeah. I always think it's Andrew, but because he's in headlines more, because he's like a dirtbag.
Who's what? Who's
Andrew? The king's brother. I think he's like a kitty fiddler.
Ah.
He's one of those Epstein types.
Yeah. That's probably why we don't hear about him.
Yeah. I think he's potentially like cut off from access to like the royal fortune.
It's big news on the playground, is he?
Yeah. So yeah, that was a long-winded way of saying I have no fat pants at the moment.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Dude, as you guys can probably tell, if you're watching my video,
I am pantsed up.
I am pantsed up. But as soon as it hits like start of May, I live in fat pants, which is weird because I hate wearing pants like out to dinner or out to town or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you'll barely ever catch me in like dress pants, unless it's a suit.
Yeah.
But
even then, barely ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Do yourself a favor though. Like go to like Rebel or wherever and get some like nice. Like I guess
that's what I'm holding out for.
They're not considered fat pants anymore, are they?
They're track pants. Like they're like, joggers.
What would you call these?
Like a pair of joggers. Something that's like a tapered fit.
Yeah, I like the tapered fit, but I still get like 2 or 3 sizes too big because they're for lounging.
Yeah.
But then like you've got these pockets with zips. You know what
for
I mean?
athletes.
Yes. No, like so like when you're in the couch and you're getting comfy and your phone doesn't slide off and disappear.
Yeah. That's why I never understand why people call them sweatpants. Like I get that you sweat in them, but you're not doing activity in them. But then you go watch like Grease and Danny Zuko when he's in that weird little phase of like trialing for the athletics team. He wears like a grey sweatsuit to go run track. And I'm like, those are comfy clothes.
Yeah, well, so that's probably what they are made for. I'm just guessing here.
But like a sweatsuit for boxers.
But they wouldn't have, they probably didn't have the certain material that like you make different trackies or like sports gear out of now. So like they still use cotton stuff and
Yeah.
Mind you, I've never thought of it like sweat,
sweatpants,
like in terms of
sweatpants.
like boxing and training and like cutting weight. I never thought of it that way actually.
Yeah. The only time I sweat in them is if I'm hungover in bed and it's too far to reach to crack a window and you've got them on, you're just sitting there like grossly sweating.
And then they become fat pants.
Oh yeah.
Where did that even come from as well? Like it was just all of a sudden like a universal term.
Is it a New Zealand thing?
I think so, because
Yeah.
UK will call them trackies,
Mm.
track pants.
I went to Adidas the other day to get like a nice sweatpants. I went to get a nice
sweatpants. Sounds like American.
Yeah, it does.
So
does running track though.
yeah,
Yeah.
Field and track.
I went to Adidas the other day and went to go get a pair of like nice joggers and like a black pair with the 3 white stripes down there that are tapered nicely and have nice zip pockets, and then they're like the light like Climacool material or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I can wear them out if I need to, or I can lounge in them. They are the Swiss Army knife of pants.
Life hack. I just got some from the outlet store. Is it Rebel Outlet Store down in Westgate? Like exactly what you're saying. Zip pockets. Like, and I use
there's an Adidas store in Westgate.
What? Maybe it was that one.
Yeah.
Can't remember. But
yeah, I went there and they had 50% off the whole store.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jeepers Creepers Railway Sleepers. And then the store was packed.
Yeah.
There was a huge line and nothing of any human size was available. It was only like extra small or like 6XL. And I was like, oh, I'll try again. And then when I walked to the car and drove past it on the way out, there was like a line down the road and a security guard letting people in.
Oh, shit.
It must have been a big deal.
Yes.
Must have missed that one.
I must have been in there like earlier or the same day or a day before or something, because I went to the same store and got exactly what you're talking about. Some Adidas with zips, like lightweight, and I use them for work or football or lounging.
Yeah.
Great.
That's what I want. Bought myself a pair of shoes as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't have any like nice shoes at the moment. I'm someone that has a lot of shoes, but
Oh, are those them there?
no.
Oh.
But after
Bleep that, Jared.
no, those are mine.
Are those new ones?
Are you talking about the beige ones?
No. The black and white ones.
Oh no, yeah, those are nursing shoes. Oh, they're like proper running shoes. They're like not they're not cheap.
I was picturing you wearing them, and then I pictured you nursing.
Take your Panadol. You greedy sod.
You don't believe in Panadol.
No.
Why is that? Can you give me a run through?
I actually have kind of changed a bit.
Since the lady?
Oh yeah. She's more she's Western medicine as well. This actually kind of leads into a topic that I was going to talk to you about as well. So this is a good transition.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like it, but I am on the boat, and it's been 100% debunked, and I feel like she thinks I'm an idiot for thinking it, that if I take too much Panadol for everything, when I need it, when I'm older, it just won't work for me. But I think your body processes it a lot quicker than that. Like, you don't build a tolerance to it.
Right.
But in my mind, I do. But I don't know.
I mean, that makes sense. Like, because most medicine, or at least the way that I think about medicine, is if, like, you have too much of it, your body, or maybe not just medicine, but anything, you get too used to it, and then...
Yeah. But that was what people were saying about, like, honey and lemon drinks. Like, they're the biggest competition to the medicine industry because they work. Like, a honey and lemon drink is so good for your sore throat or congested chest or something like that. But Big Pharma don't want you to know that.
So is it more of like a conspiracy thing that you dwell on, that you're like, big pharmaceutical companies don't want you to...
I don't really give a shit about Big Pharma, but at the same time, I hate them with everything I have.
Yeah.
And I'm like one of those people that like to see big things fail. Like if one day all the guys that were ripping off people and making like it's not so I'm sure it happens in New Zealand, and I'm also not very clued up on this at all, but like overseas the cost of medicine is ridiculous, and that makes me mad because I'm sure the production of it is not at that high.
Nah, it can't be. Excuse me. Like if you're getting the same medicine in New Zealand versus the UK versus US, which won't be exactly the same, but it's probably more
Different
or less
names,
like,
yeah.
Then their governments and health systems can mark it up how they like.
What I was going to ask you, and it's a TikTok trend at the moment. Do you know what a beige flag is?
Is that just a flag that's beige? Like,
Well,
kinda like this?
you've actually very, very intelligently just restructured my sentence to make it your sentence. Kind of. So a beige flag is like, so when you date someone or you're in a relationship with someone, you have a red flag and you have your green flag.
Okay. Yeah.
And the beige flag is just like something that they kind of do that's just a bit like, it's not a bad thing.
Is it like an ick?
It's not even as bad as an ick. Like it's less so.
Right.
Maybe it's just like an out there personality trait, which is kind of where I found that it's going quickly. But
An out there personality trait.
do you want me to give you some examples? Because
please do.
what I've found is a lot of girls, a lot of ladies uploading their beige flags for their boyfriends. Problem being, I relate with the boyfriends on most of these.
Ah, shit.
But it's not a bad thing. Like I also think that girls do it because they know that it's like it's like a cute trait for that their boyfriend does, and they kind of want to gloat about it online.
Right.
And then it's kind of, I don't know, kind of like pick-me-ish.
Is that what you're hoping, or
That's what I'm hoping. But at the same time,
is it? Let me throw some shade on it. Is it more about like how usually, and I'm probably going to get shot for this, but like girls usually have like a lot more criteria in terms of what they want in a man. So now you've got green flags, red flags, beige flags, fucking X. And
yeah, there's the rainbow flags.
like,
yeah.
and X as well, and all these other things. And it's like,
I think it's just like a series of thoughts that people are allocating names to because for some reason all the new generations need structure and a name for every single like thought pattern that they have.
true. But how's a regular Joe supposed to like tick all these boxes?
I don't know. It's also, I think the thing with the beige flag is it's not a criteria, but it's like it's like something they've noticed over time, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just like this is something that this guy does, and it's just kind of odd that he does it this way.
Okay.
I'll read you some.
Yeah, give me some more examples.
My boyfriend's beige flag is that he will not have a drink with me unless we are proper drinking, because because he thinks it's pointless. A red wine with pasta? No. A cold beer after a long day? What's the point? But 3-day bender for sure. Let's lock it in.
Okay, I could relate until you said 3-day bender.
Yeah,
But-
not necessarily 3-day bender, but that's just
Oh yeah, if I'm having a drink after work, it's like, let's get 6.
yeah.
Like-
I'm not someone that will come home and just have like a beer.
Single beer. Nah, I can't do it.
I'll have a drink of water or I will have a glass of Coke.
Yeah,
But
agreed. If I'm having a beer, there'll be 6 that follow it.
I don't love it more than I love other drinks. And if I'm drinking for the feeling,
Yep,
not the taste.
that's right. And
Because if
then
I'm drinking for the taste, then I'll drink something else.
100% agree. And you ain't gonna get that feeling off one beer.
Mm.
So,
And I also don't like drinking with dinner.
nah, neither.
If I'm drinking, okay, this is actually backing this dude up. If I know that I have a night of drinking ahead of me, I will have about half as much dinner as I need to so I can drink later.
Yep.
Otherwise, nothing worse than say you get your mates over and you're like, all right, boys, we're on the beers. We'll meet up like roll around at 6. We'll crack into it. Footy's on at like 7:30. You get some pizzas or something, or you're like, oh, we'll shoot down and get a feed. You sit, you watch the footy, you eat your pizzas, that ends, and then you go to have a sip of a drink and you're like, no, I've eaten too much pizza.
Yeah, it's
And then you're like, this night just went from going anywhere to not even that. Because I know you're just going to sit around and probably watch more footy. But
No, I know exactly what you mean. It's either that for me, like I'll half the meal, or I'll time it so that I'll eat like 2 hours beforehand.
Yeah.
Or something. Like I'll be thinking, right, Jared said be here at 6. Okay, I'm having dinner at 4.
Yeah.
Like that's fuck the pizza.
I was watching a thing with a UFC fighter the other day, and they were like, "When do you have your last meal?" And he was like, "I ate 3.5 hours before the fight." And he was like, "That I find 3.5 hours is the perfect point that I feel light but not hungry again." And I was like, "Noted for drinking." And
Same thing.
yeah,
Athlete.
I assume I process food as much as a professional athlete.
Right. So that's beige flag 1.
I've got a few. I'll just read them out.
Yeah, rattle them off.
My partner's beige flag is that he doesn't put his phone on silent in the night because he's scared it means that his alarm won't go off.
I'm the same.
I'm the same.
But also, not just that. In case anyone wants to contact me, if anyone's contacting me at that late at night, it's
There's a
usually
reason.
it's emergency.
Yeah.
If your phone's on silent or you use do not disturb, you cannot be trusted in case of an emergency. How am I supposed to get hold of you?
And some people are like, "Oh, but the group chat ding ding dings, mute it. You can just mute it till tomorrow. Hold your finger on it and click mute till tomorrow. And then you don't have to worry about your Facebook messages or anything like that. And you can keep your phone on loud." And I'm the same. I will, up until recently, where I actually like enter like the sleep details into my phone so that it, and you get a different set of alarms as well. They're actually a lot nicer alarms than the standard iPhone alarms.
Yeah, things abrupt.
Yeah, I've got like a nice like piano jingle.
Oh,
Yeah, I come out like I bust open through the saloon doors and like tiptoe down the freaking thing. Wildby, yeah, come on, bullseye.
yeah. No, I firmly agree with leaving your phone on loud. There's the only reason why anyone would like message me or call me, apart from like group chats and stuff, is if it was emergency. So that's the reason.
Another one, and I think this is kind of unanimous with just naturally dudes sometimes being a lot less careful of the details. My boyfriend's beige flag is that he's so unbothered and never asks for details. His best friend broke up with her girlfriend. Why? Oh, didn't ask. His sister got a new job. Where? I don't know. So I found out the other day when my brother sent me a picture from the airport that he was going to Bali.
I didn't know either, and he was. Yeah, I saw his Instagram story.
Yeah.
Buzzy.
And I said to the lady and I said to my dad, I was like, "Oh, you guys all know that he was heading to Bali?" And then they were like, "Yeah." Oh, I didn't ask. But it turns out I wasn't completely wrong because Kinsley, his girlfriend, is a flight attendant. He did the thing where it was like rock up to the airport. If there's a free seat, you can jump on the plane.
Oh,
so he got like mega cheap flight.
Oh shit, yeah.
It was either that or go to New York. And he was like, he could only go for 5 days or something. And he was like, "I don't want to fly 19 hours for 5 days."
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Bro, that one just tripped me the fuck up though. That beige flag. I am like, every time, I don't know what it is. Like when I catch up with mum, she'd be like, "Oh, how's so and so?" And I'll be like, "Good." And like, "Oh, they still doing this?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
And then it's like, "Oh, what is that? What does that person do for a job?" Or I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
Like I just
think they drive a truck.
yeah,
They have a car.
it happens to me so much, and mum will ask me questions about like different people, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know. We don't talk about that shit.
Or when people actually remember something, I'm so easily wowed. Like I'll talk to someone and they're like, "Oh, how'd that thing go that you did?" And I'm like, "How do you remember that?" And they're like, "Because you mentioned it last time I saw you." I'm like, "Yeah, you probably mentioned something too." I don't remember. But like when someone shows like a basic ability to remember something I've said, and this isn't me being ignorant, which is like, I feel like it comes across that way, that I'm forgetful by ignorance and I'm not paying attention to what they're saying. At the time, I am all in.
Yeah.
But it's just like my like lexicon of what can stay in my brain is just so what's happening in front of me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's fair enough though. Like, I mean, unless it's like your close mates or family, I guess your brother's pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like if you're interested in the conversation at the point in time and you're getting involved in everything, like I do the same thing. But as soon as you leave, like you've all got lives to live and you might not see that person so frequently, and it's like, fuck, you're not going to remember.
Yeah. the ongoings and the ins and outs of it
Unless
all.
they make a big deal of it, but
Yeah.
that also makes me think like, say like we're hanging out with the guys, with the bros, and then like I meet up with mum, chat with her, and she's like, oh, how's so and so? What's he doing now? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know. And I'm like, it makes me think like, what the fuck do we talk about? Like,
We're not sitting there in silence.
no, I know, but then,
I'll tell you what we're talking about. Wanking. And that always comes up. And we also laugh about how quickly our conversations turn to penises.
yeah, that's a guy trait, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's like, if you actually sit, like, we're very, like, we're very visceral of it happening. Like, when we're talking, we're always like, when did we turn down this road?
Yeah.
What were we just talking about? And then, yeah, you know, the tangents.
But like it must be whatever we talk about, I feel like it must just be like one big conversation that's happened over years.
Yeah.
You know, like as soon as we see each other again, we just
Pick up.
just continue talking. It's never like, you know, like when like you meet an acquaintance,
Yeah.
like say on the street or whatever, and you're like, oh, hey, like, what have you been up to? What, you know what I mean? There's none of that with us. Like, oh, what have you been up to? It's just straight back to the ever longing
It
conversation.
happens between me and Ryan all the time when we were living together. I would walk in the door and he'd always say something like a joke. Or he'd be like, I didn't say you could come inside. And then and then I'd be like, oh, well, that reminds me of this. Did you see this? And then just boom, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, I'm still standing at the door with my keys and my water bottle. I haven't gone upstairs yet. And yeah. Next one.
Anyone else get that? Let us know.
My girlfriend's beige flag, this is coming from a fella, is
Wait,
that she...
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I see what you mean.
People have jumped on the trend. Is that she physically cannot survive without having a sweet after a meal.
Oh, God.
She doesn't do it on purpose. Her body just starts searching for chocolate after dinner. She tries to play it off like she's not looking, but's embarrassed by it.
Yeah, I do that.
I do that, man.
Yeah, and if that ain't you,
Yeah,
fuck.
I'm telling you right now. And it's not even me that buys them, but the lady keeps a healthy stash of Cyclone ice blocks in the freezer.
Healthy stash.
Yeah. Well,
I'd hate to see an unhealthy stash.
Last night I was sitting here watching Chimp Empire. Have you watched Chimp Empire on Netflix?
Not yet, and we've been through this.
Oh.
Wait, didn't we
Jackson.
talk about
No,
chimps
so-
on the pod the other week?
I mentioned that I was gonna watch it, and now I'm
Oh.
like 3 episodes in.
Yeah.
Bro, chimps are like LA gangs.
How the fuck did you?
Like, this whole thing is based in Uganda, right? And like the Ngogo rainforest or something.
Old York.
Yeah. And in the center, there is like this 120 chimp gang, and they're led by the alpha, Jackson.
Oh.
And then he's got Miles, who's like a big motherfucker. That's his muscle. And he's a little bit older. Jackson's 27. Miles is like 31, 36. So they're like, they age around the same as humans. So like 27, they're like peaking.
But how long? How old do they live for? What
65, 70?
Holy shit!
They're 98% human.
Anyone else think that like they just lived like cat years?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
When you see an
cats-
18-year-old, you're like, oh, he's an old boy. He's
Yeah,
dragging
yeah.
his nipples along the road.
That's what I mean. Like cats and dogs don't live like all that long.
All his
I just-
knuckles exposed and
just
shit.
assumed.
Just walking around.
Just assumed. Monkeys all fucking age like that too.
Yeah, but they're like
Damn.
98% human.
I need to Google a 68-year-old chimp.
It is buzzy, like when you see like a real healthy chimp. When you look at it, you're like, oh, that's a good boy. And then, but yeah, in the center of it is Jackson, and he runs the big show. And then there's Abrams, who is sensing that Jackson's starting to get over the hill. And then Abrams is like third in the hierarchy. So Miles is second. He's the muscle.
Yeah.
And then Abrams is third. And then Abrams, on the last episode, went and started grooming Miles, like picking nits off him. And then everyone was like, if Miles turns back and starts grooming Abrams, an alliance has been formed.
Oh.
And he grooms him back.
Oh.
But then Jackson sees all of this, and he does like a display of power where he just runs, starts like snatching sticks, and then just is just like sprinting down through the fields. And then all the mothers like huddle their babies, and then he's like, all right, plucking time's over. All the tough guys, come with me. We've got to go patrol the north border. And like all the top 10 men, they all come down from the trees and they all just march to the northern border of their territory into like the borderlands where other chimps can meet. And if they see them, it's like scraps on.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And then
This is some primal shit.
bro, I'm telling you, it's like ganglands. Like then the western borders just picked up, and Jackson used to be part of the western until they broke up, and then he became head honcho of the central.
Whoa.
And then, yeah, like this one chimp gets like rushed, and then
I swear, like so many Netflix writers are writing specials off this.
Yeah.
Like this thing has written itself.
yeah, but it's sick. It's really enjoyable, and the cinematography is like beautiful, but it's tense, man. It's so tense.
Sick. Is it like narrated or like?
Yeah, it's narrated, and he
Yeah.
explains the whole thing of like the hierarchy, why they're doing what they're doing. It's like a giant political chess game because they're so highly emotional, and it is like kind of like Neanderthalic, if that's a word, of everything. Like they don't have currency, they don't have goods. All they can have is their social status. So everything they do is like a move to move up the hierarchy, because then you get a lion's share of the food, you get the females, you get this, and this, and you get
Whoa.
but at the same time, when push comes to shove, you have to lead the battle. And then as they get closer to the border, you see like the lesser monkeys drop off, and some of them turn and run back,
Oh,
and then yeah, they like sack it. But it's
little
like,
bitch.
but then there's monkeys, there's chimps that will happily not go on border patrol. They don't care how they're seen by anyone. They just sit and eat apricots all day. But they don't get to mate. So they eat fruit and that, but then sometimes they'll kill like lemurs and then like rip the meat up, and that gets shared around.
Holy.
But they won't get any. They won't get an invite. So if you choose not to like work in this like hierarchical scheme, then there is its pitfalls to it. So sometimes showing that like that you have that in you is worth it.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch this tonight. That's insane.
But yeah, like I always have to have a sweet after food.
Having roast lemur.
Yeah.
Wait, I just googled the oldest chimp.
Mm.
The oldest known chimps in captivity are Little Mama and Zhao. Little Mama was in her late 70s and early 80s, while Zhao is still alive and in his mid to late 70s.
Little mama's titties getting stuck under her feet.
Sounds like a Little John song.
Yeah. Till my titties drag on the floor. Oh.
Excuse me.
That's good to laugh.
So there was a video circling around Instagram, and I saw it before I saw this article, and I was like, "Holy fuck, that looks scary as." Did you see the video of and the guy opened the door on the airplane?
Oh, I feel like it's like no, I haven't watched it.
So I don't even know if it's still up on the internet or it's been taken down or whatever. I just saw it on Instagram and I was like, "Holy fuck, that's not fake." And like, there's just like wind just flying and like crazy. Everyone's strapped to their seats and like the plane's going down.
Fuck.
And it like looks like movie-esque almost, even though it's filmed off like a
Just people getting like
yeah, just like just stuck in their seats and shit because it's like flying in.
I just assume that if you open the door, like your eyeballs got sucked out of your head and then they just went out flying.
Well, that's the thing. Like it probably could have, but they're lucky that the plane was in descent towards the ground.
Right.
They weren't like at peak height, so fuck knows what would have happened.
Why did he do it? Did he think it was the toilet or something?
So they interviewed the guy afterwards. So this is a flight to Korea, and I'll just go through it. So the guys opened the airplane door, you know, like when the emergency exit mid-flight in descent. They interviewed him afterwards, and his reasoning was that he was stressed out after losing his job, and he felt uncomfortable on the flight, and he wanted to get off the plane quickly.
Okay. Okay, guy.
Yeah.
Do what everyone else does and just drink yourself to sleep.
I can't get off that quickly, my friend.
Where do you think you're going to go?
Like,
You
this is my stop.
He's one of I think does he think the world just loads every time he opens a door? And he's like, if I open this, the ground will just be there. They'll have a nice cushy slide out for me.
And I've seen those doors as well. Like, it's not just like a one latch thing. You've got to like spin a propeller and like fucking two people have to put keys in at once.
Put a stethoscope on it and like listen for the clicks. So do you reckon he got like halfway through and he's like, fuck, everyone's probably really fucking mad at me.
Yeah.
Maybe this isn't such a good idea. I look like a pussy if I stop though.
Yeah.
I'm about to get... All right.
I don't know how...
Eyeballs just... Ooga.
I don't know how this dude survived as well. Like, if he's the one fucking opening it.
Yeah.
Did he just go, oh, well, back to my seat?
I was like one of those guys that was like... You know when you get yourself an exit row seat and they were like, in any situation, you need to be prepared to open the door and do the emergency exit. And you're always like, whenever they talk to you, you always got your headphones in. You're only half here, and you're just like, yeah, all good. And then he's like, what did they say? Oh, you got to open the door. Okay,
yeah. That makes it. I don't know if that makes it worse or better. Like, I guess that if it's the other one that you've got to get up to, you've gone out of your way.
Yeah,
but like, has he like gone and mistaken it for the aisle?
That's what I was thinking. He was in the toilet or something.
Just like they're like, we have arrived in Seoul, Korea, and he's like, sweet.
Late.
Fucking hell. What do you like? Yeah, in the article it was like, in quotations, I was uncomfortable.
Okay, cool, man. Everyone's fucking uncomfortable on planes.
Yeah, fucking hell.
I just got some tickets to fly to Australia. China Airlines.
What,
bro? $1,600 for return flights to Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah.
$500 on China Airlines, and I got the most bare bone tickets I could get. So I assume I'm going to be folded up with like pigeons and mice and shit. But I don't care, man. As long as I get there and I'm saving a bit of dosh.
It's like a Wright Brothers plane. Now, pedal, Jared.
This isn't a plane. Where's the wings? And it's like, I get loaded into like a ship.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
I thought Jackson was back. Oh, fucking hell.
I look back, it's just my mum with like in a full like old dress and hats and the lady, and they're just waving me off.
Smashing champagne bottles. Yeah. And you realize you've booked it for a year. Like that's for 2024.
Speaking of air points, we're not. No, I inquired about a credit card so that I could start collecting air points.
What?
And then the plan is,
let's spend money, get in debt so I can get imaginary points.
No, you just pay off the credit card. So say I've got to go get my groceries, right? I have the money for my groceries already, but I use the credit card, collect the air points, and then just pay off the credit card straight away. So it's like I paid for it normally, but I also got free air points out of it.
Cheating
and then
system.
just hook that up to all my bills. No, I think it's really common practice.
Oh.
But it's also just to get like a decent like credit track going. Oh.
Credit score.
I don't think credit scores are even a thing in New Zealand, but like just to show
there is there's a different name for it.
But just to show lenders that I have a history of being able to pay shit off. And also I just want the air points. Like next year we're flying overseas. If I could upgrade to like premium economy or something, how good would that be?
Shit, yeah.
Business.
I've never flown like premium or
I've never done anything except
full-blown
cattle class.
Yeah, same. Fuck, I can't find what it's called in New Zealand, but it's the same thing. Like part of the reason why I ticked up my truck like 4 or 5 years ago was so that, same thing, so that I'm paying it. I've like never missed a payment in 5 years on it, and then my credit score goes up. So when I go to like get other things and houses and stuff like that,
it definitely is like anything that gives you a reward like that they're never going to give you something for free, so they sting you in the interest. It's like 20%.
Yeah.
But the whole point of it is to not get to that point because they've got like a 55-day payback period or something. So as long as you do it in that time and don't get stung, then, that's all me.
Fair enough.
And I had a look online, and themoneyhub.co.nz breaks it all down for you. Makes it really simple. Compares all ones. Says what you're trying to get. If your goal is this, I would go with this one. This is what like the benefits of this one versus this one versus this one. I would like to get like a money person on the podcast just to explain to like kind of people like us who are blissfully ignorant to how the world operates, but then could like benefit,
Yeah, well, I know Kale, is it Moneyman?
I don't know.
Moneyman NZ. Kale started that. I'll have a chat with him, see if I can get him on.
Sweet.
Because I'd love to as well, right? Like, I'll be doing sharesies and that sort of shit, and I'm really bad with my money. It'd be good to chat with someone that actually knows what they're doing.
I just feel like...
Not so much for investment, just, like, also saving. Like, I
want to get something back. Like, there's these reward systems everywhere for people that know how to play it. I just feel like I could be streamlining everything and getting some shit back. Like, I don't like paying full price for goods and services and then that be the end of the story. Give me something back.
But there's, yeah, you're right. There's plenty of ways around it. Like, I know a few people that will only go for like deals and stuff like that because you never buy something full price because eventually it'll go on sale or this or that. You know what I mean? Like, I think probably the only thing I pay full price for would be like an iPhone, but that's like once every 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
But everything else is like, like wait for it to drop in price. But I see what you mean in terms of like
I just feel like there's people in the know that I could tap on the shoulder and be like, hey, is there a way that I can kind of benefit more from this? And they'll be like, hey, there's these really easy things that you could be doing that are set up to be really user friendly as long as you don't fuck up. Because the world's like, I feel like a lot of these companies are just waiting for people to fuck up and then they can sting you. So when you sign up to trials and then don't remember to unsubscribe yourself and then suddenly you're paying for something you didn't even know that you've signed up for. Like, I do that all the time. And then after a week, you're like, wait, what? Oh, damn it, I signed up for that free trial. Yeah. And then, so now whenever I do anything like that, as soon as I get like 1 week free trial, I always set an alarm for like 6 days later. Yeah. And sleep with it on loud. It's not happy news. Oh. Did you see Hyde from that 70s show sentencing started today?
Oh, real?
Yeah.
What's he getting done for?
Kid stuff.
Oh, fuck.
I believe.
Why is it always kid stuff?
It might not be kid stuff. It's definitely unconsensual stuff.
Right.
But I didn't know, and this is a fun fact. Him and Francis from Malcolm in the Middle, real life brothers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What's his
Christopher and Danny Masterson.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Real
Isn't
life
it
brothers.
Frankie Muniz?
No, that's Malcolm from Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh.
I'm talking about Francis.
Right.
The older brother.
Ah, yeah, okay, I see that.
Yeah.
Fuck. I was like, what? That makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
I also wrote down a couple of other odd celebrity relations that might be interesting.
Hit me.
So Jason Schwartzman, the actor, he's in a lot of Wes Anderson movies. You'll know his face if you saw him.
Yeah. Anyway.
His uncle is Francis Ford Coppola, who directed all of the Godfather movies. Apocalypse Now, was considered one of the first big directors of New Hollywood. When old Hollywood died out in the 60s or whatever, he was the first guy of like New Hollywood, came out with like the Godfather and shit.
So,
his mother is Talia Shire, who played Adrian in the Rocky franchise.
Wow.
Nicolas Cage is also Nicolas Cage's real name is Nicholas Coppola. He is the nephew of Francis Ford Coppola, director of The Godfather.
What?
Yeah. And he changed his name to Cage because he was a big comic book guy and really likes Luke Cage and went with that as his stage name.
Wow. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Big Hollywood fucking family.
Yeah. Emily Blunt and Stanley Tucci. Might not be blood related, but they are in-laws. After becoming friends on the set of Devil Wears Prada, Tucci was invited to Blunt's wedding to John Krasinski. While there, she introduced Tucci to her sister, Christine, and they were married 2 years later.
Whoa. Same with, what's his name? Chris Pratt. His father-in-law's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, true.
Yeah, he married his daughter.
Cool.
Buzzy, eh?
Arnold's been doing the rounds online.
Imagine that for a father-in-law.
Oh God! Imagine when he was still. Imagine if was he married to her when he was still Porky?
When he was,
When Chris Pratt was still Porky?
I'm not sure. I don't know. The ins and outs of that.
Christopher,
Yeah,
put down the cheeseburger.
it's like imagine like training for a film or something, like getting jacked ass, and he's just like, here, have this cigar, have this whiskey or something. And
Yeah.
you can't say no.
It's okay. You meet it with curls.
Oh yeah, true. I forgot he was a bodybuilder. Yeah, like
Forget the body.
the body. Yeah, I suppose you'd understand that. Yeah, that's crazy. Same with is it Kurt Russell and Goldie and
Frickin' Katie.
Hudson.
Kate Hudson.
Yeah,
As Goldie Hawn's mum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
No,
the
as
other way-
daughter, yeah.
And then also Kurt Russell?
He's an actor.
Yeah. So they're married to Goldie. He's married to Goldie.
I feel like Once Upon a Time. I don't know if they're still together.
Well, then that's their daughter.
Ah.
And you'll know the son as well, Kate Hudson's brother. Grown Ups 2, he's the yoga instructor. he's Backdrop Guy 3.
Yeah.
You'll know when you see him. I gotta pull this up.
Bro, Arnold Schwarzenegger is one of those guys, like, he's Snoop Dogg territory of just being around.
Yeah.
He's always 2 scrolls away from being on my internet feed at all times. But I wouldn't complain. Is Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, is he renowned for having, like, a fantastic personality? Because he kind of like, I don't know if it's because of the Terminator, but he kind of feels like a robot. Oh, yeah. Hang on, bring it closer to my face.
Oliver Hudson.
Yeah, I recognize the bloke. Yeah. Nice. Rig.
That's a cool cool Hollywood family as well. I was a little peeved off the other day.
Hell yeah.
So I came downstairs to get dinner, and Mum's got the news on her iPad, and she's watching some news, and there's like this story about all these kids skipping school to go and on strike for climate justice.
Okay.
And I was just like, okay, don't get me wrong, like, yeah, climate justice, save the turtles, all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But goddamn, if my parents gave me like permission to like skip school to go and protest for a day or whatever,
Yeah.
there's no fucking way I'm going
It better be for fucking higher wages for my parents.
Yeah, there's no fucking way I'd get permission to do that.
My mum didn't believe in teachers only days.
Yeah.
She was like, they get 6 weeks off a year. Why do they need another one? I was like, God damn.
That's right. Like, and like there's like interviews with like the headmasters and principals, whatever, saying like that all students we marked down as unjustified absence, which I think is 100% fair.
What does it mean, unjustified absence?
Like
wagging?
Yeah, like as in wagging.
Oh, okay. Well,
Like-
yeah, you're not sick.
Yeah, and you're not at
What
school.
kind of other things is there? Can you be unjustified?
Well, there's a big uproar that it should be justified because they're trying to help and save the climate and all this sort of stuff. And it's
Do
like,
it on a Saturday.
yeah, that's right. All these kids
Do
are
it
trying
after 3 and before 9. You've got a huge window.
Yeah.
You're not at school that long.
exactly. All these kids are just trying to get out of school and protest about something that.
Look, kids, don't rush to get into the real world because it's not that shit hot, all right? You're in the time of your life.
Yeah, exactly. And I this could be a controversial opinion, but what?
They're going to say, like, don't believe in education or something.
No, but where do you think these kids like learn to strike from?
I don't know. Are their parents all writers in Hollywood?
Well, all of the teachers themselves have just been on strike for how many fucking days?
Right. Kind of fair. I get that more though.
Oh, 100%. I back it. I
get striking for a wage because you're not getting paid enough to survive.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you, and that teachers should get paid more and stuff like that. But they've just gone, wait, the teachers have just had a day off for striking.
Yeah.
Let's do that, and
I
we'll
also
get time
don't
off.
think... I'm assuming that these kids, unless it's like a real Lord of the Flies thing where they have voted a leader and everything like that, but unless they're led
It
by...
was like 15 schools over like Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch, like it all happened on the same day.
But were they led by like...
There was
Were
like...
they led by an 8th grader?
Nah, there was like...
Jackson.
There was... They're patrolling the north border. Nah, there was adults and shit there.
Because I think the whole point of the strike is to get like eyes on an issue. But if you're just striking to save the climate, like teachers, nurses, all those people were striking because there was something going on behind the scenes that they needed to bring to light. Like they were actually trying to crunch numbers, lift like a wage and everything like that. And they were trying to bring a light to that. Like there was already like the X's and O's and the paperwork being done behind the scenes. And then you're trying to bring light to that. But if these kids are just striking and it's like, if I hold this sign, the earth will cool down, then...
In the segment though as well, 90% of the students striking, they're all female. And I'm like, I bet you every fucking guy has gone to their like parents like, I'm going to go strike. And they're like, nah, fucking just smoking cones. Like,
Yeah. You know what's hot? Climate.
there's no, I don't know. It just seems a bit fishy to me.
I saw a thing once, and forgive me if this sounds wrong, but there was a meme of a guy that had just been at a strike, and then he was like, they were like, oh, did you get laid? And he was like, yeah. And they're like, how? He's like, I don't know, I just rocked up to a strike. And some lady said, what are your thoughts on what are your thoughts on women's rights? And he said, they're way better than women's wrongs. And he was like, next thing I know, I was doing anal with a chick with a Skrillex cut.
Oh no. Oh, fucking hell.
But like, if it's all females, you know, it would be one of those things where it's like, you know, they're not. We rally the boys up. We're in with a shot here. Yeah. Save the polar. What are they?
Yeah,
Beers.
yeah. All the lads here, get down here now.
The earth's too cold. It's too hot. Hot.
And I don't mean to like poke fun at climate change.
This is all in jest. We're making jokes.
It's a real issue, but I don't get it. I don't get the kids skipping school to go and strike for climate change when, you know, and then they're complaining about wagging school. Like,
if you wagged, you wagged. People wag.
Fucking A. And then if your choice is to go to a climate rally with your day off, that's your choice.
Look, the universe has a set of rules and you have to abide by them. I had to follow by the universe's rules the other day. How's that for a transition? Wacky radio stuff. Also, not really what I was trying to say. This is a hard pivot into had my post-op check last Wednesday.
Nice.
I said, how we looking, doc? She said, it looks great. And I said, thank you. I'm itchy all over. And she said, that's a good sign. Everything's scabbing up. I said, right on, doc. You know how I talk. And then I said, when can I start exercising again? Because I would like to go to the gym. I've decided that it is too far for me to travel CrossFit and there's nothing closer. Although I really, really, really did enjoy it, it isn't feasible to drive that far just to have to drive back here when between here and work is a gym.
Yeah.
So I may as well just go to that gym. It's cheaper and I don't have to drive completely out of the town I live in and work in.
Yeah. I guess you would, like, if you're in like into that sport.
I was doing like a
but it
comp
was
or something.
It was more to like
Just to get the heart rate ticking.
to get fit, right? So
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter, I guess, where you train.
Yeah. So when I was like, when can I go to the gym? I'm feeling good. Motivation's at a high again. Kind of like settled into the house now, and looking to improve me. And she was like, "Sweet, 4 to 6 weeks." And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Yeah, you can't. Your tummy's like, just don't. You'll split your stitches." And I was like, "That's not right." So I was like, "Can I run?" And she said, "Yes, you can run after a week." And I was like, "Mint." It's been a week on Monday, this Wednesday, so tomorrow.
Mm.
And I was like, I'll do it a little bit early. Went to go for a run yesterday morning.
Split your stitches. Oh, no. Sorry.
Lady gets up, goes to work early. I followed it, like, just as soon as she left, I was like, sweet, I'll go for a run and then I can get back and that'll be like the normal time I'm kind of getting amongst my day. Went downstairs, realized my shoes were outside, picked them up. They were soaked, went, whoops, oh well, next week, and then went straight back to bed.
Not even like tomorrow or tonight.
No, they're still drying.
It was, yeah, but like it was next week.
Yeah. Well, the program starts on a Monday, all right? I don't want to be confused looking at them doing a day 3 on a Tuesday. Day 3s are Wednesdays. I've got a full program to be able to run a half marathon.
I'm so bad with that, like, as well.
Yeah.
Nah, it's got to start Monday, or then it's like next month, like, or like end of winter, or something. Like, I always
You
do
can't
that.
just start now.
Nah, I can't.
Which, if you said that to like anyone that's motivated, the first thing they say is just start now.
Yeah, that is rule 1.
Yeah.
But I can't start now.
Why would I do that on an uneven number? I don't have the track pants I want yet.
My shorts don't have zips. Next week it is.
My watch needs a software update. It's not light enough.
Oh, the excuses are great.
Yeah.
I'm a big excuse guy for fitness. For fitness, yeah.
I think I'm just an excuse guy. Not even excuses. And this was a beige flag thing that someone actually put up. They were like, my boyfriend's always got like a little story or like, not an excuse, but like, he's like, they're not even bad enough to be a lie, but he just is always pulling someone's leg or has a reason to not do stuff or is always pulling someone along. And she's like, but it is funny. And he always clears it up afterwards.
Mm.
And I do that a lot. And I love telling stories to people and I'll say a quick joke and then they'll be like, really? And then once you know you got them, then you'll be like, oh yeah. And then as long as I can keep my face straight and I can tick over in my head fast enough to make it sound cohesive and confident, God, just putting someone straight down the rabbit hole is so much fun.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's often me.
Oh, I got Hannah Russell with a real goodie.
Oh, Hanny.
Yeah.
She's susceptible to that, though.
She cottoned on quick, though.
Oh,
It
really?
got to a point where I'd say something and she's like, I don't even know if you're saying anything like correct right now.
Ooh.
And I was like, damn, that's a real like, not wolf in sheep's clothing. What am I saying? Like a...
Float like
the
a Bud
wolf.
Light, sting like a...
Float like a Bud Light?
Oh, it's getting late, man.
Sting like a gin. But yeah, I told her that we were killing a sheep for Christmas to eat, which we actually do every year. And then she was like, oh, how do you decide? And I was like, Battle Royale. And then she was like, what? And then I was like, one by one. Like, we pit them against each other. And, you know, eventually there will be a victor. It will be the strongest. It will have the juiciest muscles. That will be our meal that we will feast on come the birth of Jesus. And she was like, oh my God. And then I just didn't say anything and left.
Mm.
And then she asked me about, like, she was kind of like, that's pretty barbaric. And then once I told her I was tricking, that was, yeah. But
I'm not quick-witted enough with that. So, like, I'm quick-witted with like a joke or something, but to like string someone along, I don't have like, I guess it's maybe not quick-witted. It's more the stamina to hold that together.
Yeah.
Like,
It's definitely, you got to be in the mood for it.
I'll
Definitely.
get someone with something, but then I'll be like, nah, just kidding. Like, off the bat, I can't double down on it.
Yeah.
Not good with that.
It is, yeah, like you said, it's one of those things where you kind of like, you got to be in the mood to just like piss someone off. which I find myself in sometimes. You want a yuck and yum?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Andrew, what is your yuck this week? Bleep bloop.
So we kind of touched on the whole long weekend stuff, and it's great that we're finally getting a long weekend. However, I'm moving house. This week, I'm moving mum up to a new house this weekend, and then moving into Forsyth the following weekend.
Yeah.
I'm moving house back-to-back weekends, baby.
Yeah.
I know.
I just moved house last weekend.
Yeah.
Well, like I've done most, but I had to move out of the garage, which is none of the shit that I actually care about. Like I've got everything here I need.
Yeah.
And I just had to move more stuff.
Well, yeah.
Raincoats, boxing gloves, oil. Like just dumb shit that I'm just moving out of there, and then I've got to move it from like here to the tip.
Just chucked it in the garage and like, I'll deal with that next year.
Yeah, never.
And now it's now.
Yeah. Excuse, guys.
But yeah, I mean, I don't mind helping mum moving up north. That's easy. That's actually really easy. It's just like load the trailer, go up to the lockup, drop it in there, come home. But the fact that it's like on a long weekend and then I'm moving house like the following weekend as well, it's just like, it's all fucking shit timing. Plus, like I've moved house like fucking 25 times in my life. I'm over it.
Touch wood with my toes, but it'll be raining.
Don't say that. Fuck.
It won't now, or will it?
Oh, that's wood.
Nothing like a middle of winter move back-to-back weekends.
Fuck my life. Nah, it'll be all good.
Yeah.
What is your yuck?
My yuck this week is the Napier crowd at the Warriors game.
Oh, yes.
So the Warriors played in Napier on the weekend. Act like you've been somewhere before.
Fucking A.
It was embarrassing.
Like one streaker I'm okay with. Like
we're losing, first of all. We start getting a roll on. You then interrupt the game. So it gives the team that we could noticeably see fatiguing as we started to pick our shit up. Suddenly, friggin' 7 to 20, the number keeps changing. People try to run on the field. And then they get a breather. Yes, we come close. I'm not going to talk about how we actually lost the game. But, man.
Yeah, it's a disgrace.
Like, we were talking about, oh, maybe we should bring a Magic round to New Zealand. The ideas of Origin have been thrown around New Zealand. You know what that just did? That put on a display that everyone's going to get umbrellaed into, unfortunately, and that's going to be labeled a New Zealand crowd. Not a specific thing, because people want to fucking act like it's their moment and they have to own it, and everyone feels like they can't just go and watch and enjoy something. They have to make it about them. It's selfish, and it pissed me off. And like I said, just act like you've actually been somewhere before.
Yeah. Gee, excuse me. I don't know if it was like, because I haven't read too much into it, I don't know if it was planned with like the amount of people that got on the field and streaked and stuff and ran or whatever. Like, I wonder if they all knew each other, or it was just like, I just saw one person go.
One person win. I've seen, like I said when we were watching it, I was like, it'll be on TikTok soon.
Yeah.
Saw it just from people filming from the crowds. And once one person goes and the security runs that way, then two other people just jump here.
Fucking idiots.
There's people that run out onto the field, have a laugh, turn, pose to their mates, and then just run back in.
Yeah, look, like I was saying before, I don't mind one streaker, but
And if you're going to do it, streak.
be nude
Yeah.
and save it for a cricket match.
Yeah.
Fuck.
If you're going to do it, nuts and bolts out.
Yeah.
And just sprinting straight down the wicket,
Yeah.
grab a wicket and circle it around your head.
Exactly.
If you're going to do it properly, get a live band from the stadium,
Yeah.
and don't just get someone to film it. We want to see pure nudes.
Yep, that's right. Like do it on the cricket pitch as well. Like, that doesn't interrupt the game all that much.
Yeah. Do it between overs.
Yep.
You're a respectful streaker. Andy, what's your yum this week?
Right. So I did have one at the start of this. And as this podcast's gone on, there's a few topics that kind of skimmed over, but I'm going to lump them into 5 quickfire yums.
Doesn't let you off for the next 5 weeks.
Well, some of them I can't really use for like next week or anything. So, you know, that like I'm just gonna fire them out.
Mm-hmm.
State of Origin's back. We touched on this last week. Game 1 will already be done by the time this goes live. It's tomorrow night. Tyson Fury in a maroon shirt, drinking a 4X gold, saying, "Come on, you Maroons."
Yeah.
Crossover I didn't know I needed.
Yeah.
John Mulaney watched his new special with you on Friday night.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about our weekends.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Absolutely fantastic. For anyone that knows him, or if you don't know him, look him up. Funniest guy on this planet.
Yeah. If you like our humor, I think you would like his humor.
Yeah, 100%. Gunners, 5-0. We won a game again. 5 games in, 5 wins, unbeaten, going into the bye this weekend.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, last one was mid-year long weekends. Give us more of them.
Matariki
Yeah,
coming up.
in like a month's time, eh?
Mm-hmm. Fuck yeah.
Fuck.
Nice. That's a good list of yums.
Yeah, it was just there's a few topics that we didn't go through, so it was just like, you know what? They could be all yums.
My yum this week is supplements. As I said, I am motivated once again to bring myself to some exercise, barring wet shoes. We all know my feelings on wet socks. And yeah, I started ramping up the multivitamin. I took one of those fucking bro, I took 2 magnesium last night at 8:30. At 9:15, I was like delirious. I couldn't stay awake. They're meant to support your sleep. And I've become a lot better sleeper than I used to be. And I was already kind of tired. And I was like, fuck yeah, knock me out. And I had them. And I was sitting on the couch. And I was like, holy shit, I can't keep my eyes open. And I was like, whoa. Like,
Trying to fight it
yeah, the lady was like, you're falling asleep. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not asleep.
at 9:30. That's like a normal time to go to bed. You're like, it's not 1 a.m. yet.
Yeah, well, she stayed up till like 11 reading her book or something. And she was like, yeah, you conked out, which I don't usually conk out that early.
Nice. You must feel great for that, though.
I feel terrible.
Oh,
I feel like shit. I'm so tired now. That was like when you came over, before you came over, like 2 minutes before you came over, I set up the gear. I was laying on the couch, just in my work clothes, just scrolling through TikTok, absorbing absolutely nothing, thinking, oh my God, I can't talk for an hour.
yeah.
But you were already on your way. But I don't know. I actually think that with this being a little bit overtired's good, because then I just get stupid and just say shit.
Yeah, it's like when we used to drink doing these.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Like when the music picks up, back when we used.
It's not that like we don't want to like drink during them anymore. It's just
We don't need to drink during the weeknights all the time.
yeah. We used to record like last year on Friday nights, and that always worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
But busy men.
And that's off topic, episode 60 something.
67.
67. I'm losing count. The social media stuff is at Off Topic Chat and Off Topic Potty on TikTok. Join the group, Off Topic Family on Facebook. Post something, guys, please. Guys, use it. But yeah, if not, it doesn't matter. I love you so much. Laters. Peace.